Hi everyone and welcome to part 8 of my GTA LCS special vehicle guide. Now this is a legendary heavy fireproof Sindacco Argento, one of the hardest vehicles to obtain of all time. It used to be the fact that you actually had to have a tank to get this vehicle. That is no longer the case, since you can actually convert heavy vehicles or any other vehicle into damage proof form, which means it won't take any hits on impact alone. So that's my heavy black Kuruma from the smash and grab mission, and it's converted to damage proof using the crusher glitch. And also if you don't have a heavy vehicle, you can always check my 9mm Mayhem video out, which will show you how to get any heavy vehicle from there, and you can convert that damage proof as well. And they're also infinitely obtainable from 9mm Mayhem, since the mission never ends. So if you're interested, just check the video out. But it's really not necessary to get a tank anymore, because the amount of hassle to get a tank at this stage of the game is unbelievable, and you can't save it, so there's not really any point, to be honest. So I'm not going to make a video on it, and I've already made a video on it before anyway. So what we need to do is, when you have your vehicle, just drive to the location. This is a PSP only vehicle, by the way. On PS2 you can't have both the heavy and the fireproof property attached to it at the same time. However, you can get it fireproof only or heavy only. You can't have them both together. So just steal any other car. I'll just get a taxi. If you do have a tank and you're doing this on PSP, do not bump that car. Do not bump the Sindacco car, whatever you do, because the heavy property will disable itself. You have to blow it up this way. I'm doing some wall ramming so I don't attract the police. It's a good way to bish up your car without causing mayhem. But yeah, sorry if this all seems very complicated, but the only way to get the heavy fireproof Sindacco Argento is to blow it up in a very strict manner, which means not tampering with the vehicle itself. So if you're in a tank, do the same thing as I am now. Right. The Sindacco Argento will try and drive off after this. Right. There we go. Now what you do is just push it back to your safe house. Try and tip it over on its roof if you can. For some reason it's really hard to do it. But yeah, if you have a really heavy vehicle, that's not exactly going to be a problem. So where you need to push it is let's push it up here, along here. Try and get out of Chinatown as quickly as possible, because you might have upset the Sindaccos or the Triads. Just go straight up here, around here, up the hill, into the safe house. Simple as that. You really do need to try and get this car on its roof, because especially if you're using a tank, otherwise the tank's going to blow up, because the tank can barely push that thing, and the damage it receives is insane. So since this car is damage proof, it does not matter if the car's not flipped on its roof, because to be honest, it's not going to receive any damage. So I can take as much time as I want to get this car. The difficulty is far easier than it used to be, but I'd still call it a 5-star difficulty because of the amount of work you have to do to get your pushing vehicle anyway. So this car is still as beastly as it always was. Oh, I thought I had it then. Right guys, what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to tip the car over by using some lethal force. Oh, so close. Holy shit guys, I did flip it finally. Basically what I did is I just shunted it down a hill. It took many attempts, but eventually it flipped onto its roof, and this is exactly what you need. You really need to have this on your roof, otherwise it's pretty much impossible to restore in the garage. Oh my gosh, that took ages. Right, so let's see what happens when I finally just get it to the garage. About time. Hardest car in GTA history to flip on its roof. Any day. Hardest car to flip on its damn roof. Nightmare. That's the only reason why maybe the tank might be a better option, because it's so much easier to flip the car with a tank. But at the price of getting a tank, you've got to waste time going to Shoreside Vale, you have to accumulate weapons, you have to have a lot of skills, and also the tank's not damage proof, and it cannot be converted into damage proof, therefore, you know, the tank can blow up, and then that's your mission done. You've got to get another tank all over again. So, you know, both methods have their ups and downs. For God's sake, I do not want to tip this back on its wheels again. So I'm going to push this incredibly slowly down here. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. I'm trying to think which way might be better to push it. I'll try both ways. I think the front. But that's obviously personal preference, guys. You can choose which way you want to push it. Doesn't particularly matter. Line it up very, very, very carefully. If you want, use a motorbike to jam the door open. I personally don't bother, because it just wastes time. And also, once it's in, the garage is going to close. Go for it. And there it is, in. And there you have a heavy fireproof Sindacco Argento. Right, property testing time. Let me just put the black Kuruma back in the garage, because I still want to save it. There we go. Fireproof testing. Completely fireproof. Now heavy property testing. Now I'm going to use the crusher glitch to convert this into damage proof. Thanks for watching, everyone.